Post-Van Gogh Series. When Dr. T.F. Chen was 14 years old, he was so touched by Vincent van Gogh that he decided to go to Paris and become an artist in the future. In 1963, he got a scholarship from the French government to study in Paris. He stayed in Paris for 12 years, earned Ph.D. in modern art history, formed the Sorbonne while studying at the School of Fine Arts in Paris for 7 years. Nevertheless, Van Gogh is his everlasting tutor and source of inspiration. So in 1990, on the occasion of centennial commemoration of the death of Van Gogh, Dr. Chen decided to attribute 100 paintings related to and inspired by Vincent van Gogh as Post-Van Gogh Series, to commemorate him. The first of the series is Vincent Coming Home, which is so loved that it appeared in the mythology of Vincent van Gogh, with open double page. Dr. Chen's Post-Van Gogh Series is shown in New York City, Amsterdam and in Taiwan for an art tour to 18 cultural centers and Taipei Fine Arts Museum, which is visited by the President Lee of the nation. This series is well narrated by Professor Thomas McKeeveley and Dr. Jan Holsker, who regarded Dr. Chen as reborn Van Gogh.
And Dr. Chen was regarded as reborn Van Gogh. Former director of Vincent van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, and former Minister of Culture in Holland. Chen's Vincent Coming Home appeared double-paged in Mythology of Vincent van Gogh, a scholarly research book by international experts on Van Gogh. As of now, Chen's art is featured in more than 200 textbooks in 33 countries, including a university-level textbook of world art history, Arts and Ideas by Professor William Fleming.
Potato and Rocket. Painting Van Gogh. Happy Art Lover. Happy Père Tanguy. Imaginative Art Dealer, 1. Imaginative Art Dealer, 2. Imaginative Art Dealer, 3. Happy Armand Roulin. Happy Joseph Roulin. Village of Abundance. Light from Alls, France. Season of Harvest. Beautiful Morning Light. Dancing with Miro. Happy Mousson. Christmas in Alls. Street Musicians, 1. Vincent at Hospital in Alls. And Van Gogh painting Keukenhof Garden. Early Bird. Vincent is back in Holland. Beautiful Sunrise. Singing above Saint Remy. Van Gogh has invited Gauguin to Holland. Guard them for harvest. Artist Salon. Enriching East-West. Van Gogh visiting Soho. Working hard. Waiting for your return. Phone call on Vincent. Painting irises. Wedding above the village. Beautiful sunset.
Among the no-smoking advertisements, Dr. T.F. Chen's no-smoking serigraphy is the most popular. Besides being used by the American Cancer Society for promoting no smoking, it is in the collection of New York City, the White House, and the Taiwan presidency. Behind this exists an interesting story which extends art education and appreciation.
Visiting Van Gogh. But the most significant part is visiting Van Gogh in sequence. When Van Gogh was in Alls, he dreamt to have a kind of artist club, l'Atelier du Midi, yet due to his poverty, only Gauguin came. Dr. Chen regards the dream meaningful and practicable, so he invited, through his assumptive scenarios of Neo-Iconography, more than 12 of masters to join the club, including Picasso, Matisse, Braque, Cézanne, Miro, Bonnard, Modigliani, Chagall, and Andy Warhol, etc. Such paintings represent the impact of Van Gogh in the art history. Van Gogh Artists Club Series. At the age of 14, Dr. T.F. Chen created a work imitating Vincent van Gogh's studio. Years later, in 1990, at age 54, he produced the Post-Van Gogh Series. During his lifetime, Van Gogh had a deep-seated wish to invite fellow painters to collaborate and create together. In 2016, at the age of 80, Dr. T.F. Chen fulfilled this dream for him by creating the Artists Club Series. In this collection, he invited 24 great masters to join the Van Gogh Artists Club. Toulouse-Lautrec, Mondrian, Degas, Picasso, Matisse, Cézanne, Modigliani, Paul Klee, Chagall, Manet, Pierre Bonnard, Miro, Henri Rousseau, Dali, Kandinsky, Munch, Rouault, Duchamp, Princess Diana Series. Dr. T.F. Chen considered Princess Diana to be the most radiant icon of the 20th century, which led him to portray her through his signature Neo-Iconography style. His 1998 exhibition in New York received extensive international media coverage, featuring over a dozen television networks and press outlets, including New York's Hard Copy, the BBC, Worldwide TV News, and Reuters. In this Diana Series masterpiece, Dr. T.F. Chen creates a playful dialogue between a young Prince William and the 17th century Infanta Margarita. This ingenious pairing transforms a solemn royal portrait into a warm scene, proving that love and innocence are universal languages that transcend history and class. Princess Diana guides her sons toward an ordinary, compassionate upbringing after school. Through Renoir-inspired integration, Dr. T.F. Chen transforms this tender scene into a symbol of royal modernization in art history. Princess Diana becomes a living artwork among Vermeer and Cézanne, as Dr. T.F. Chen's Neo-Iconography redefines the royal image. Princess Diana, the Queen of People's Hearts, is remembered for her compassion and humanity. Dr. T.F. Chen integrates Matisse's imagery and the red heart to symbolize her enduring love for the world. Princess Diana and Mother Teresa embody compassion and service. Hand in Hand honors its shared humanitarian legacy. Inspired by Princess Diana, Dr. Chen portrays grace amid danger, echoing her humanitarian legacy on landmines. Princess Diana embodied elegance and fashion. Her geometric suit set against a Mondrian-inspired backdrop unites art and style. This painting brings together Prince Charles, Princess Diana, and masters like Ingres, Cézanne, Van Gogh, and El Greco on a single canvas, creating a cross-temporal dialogue where royalty and great artists coexist in one imagined studio. Royal Kiss. Presentation. Happy Air and Spear. Everlasting Light. Royal Red Carpet. Card Players Series. Inspired by Cézanne, Dr. Chen sketched card players in Paris and, in his Neo-Iconography style, combined figures from masters like Picasso, Chagall, Van Gogh, and Rouault to create postmodern card-playing scenes. Beijing Olympics Series. Dr. Chen was very inspired to paint a series of paintings in homage to the Olympic Games, not only because of its historical significance to China, but also because he saw that it is a sports for humanity's sake, instead of just sports for sport's sake. This is in alignment with his art style of Neo-Iconography, which is an art for humanity's sake, instead of just an art for art's sake. Chen produced 66 Olympic artworks, exhibiting them before, after, and during the game in 5 museum shows with artworks of Temple of Heaven series, as well as Humanity series altogether in his Art for Humanity World Tour, besides publication of his Olympic series in an art book. Chen's Beijing Olympics Series, Lawrence Jepson said, "As I study these paintings, I am struck by their variety, aesthetic marvels, the equestrian paintings, elegance, the discus thrower, and frequent complexity, the 5 rings superimposed on a Jackson Pollock drip masterpiece, surrounded by Asiatic figures and French doves of peace, and cunning, the panel of Chinese calligraphic figures, many of which are actual depiction of Olympic sports." World Expo Series. Shanghai became a crucial stage of Dr. T.F. Chen's world tour following the Beijing Olympics. For the 2010 Shanghai World Expo, he set himself an extraordinary goal, to complete 100 new paintings within 6 months. A formidable challenge for a 75-year-old artist. When the expo opened, visitors around the world recognized it as the largest and most ambitious world exposition in history. Dr. Chen purchased 70 advance tickets and entered the expo grounds every 2 or 3 days. He visited pavilion after pavilion, gathering impressions, emotions, and inspiration directly from the experience. He later wrote, "When I began to paint, I emptied myself, without prediction or preconception. I allowed inspiration to arise naturally, letting myself be moved by what I encountered. I waited for that instant of impact, then seized the brush." He did not rely on detailed sketches. Sometimes he made only the quickest drafts, or none at all, and began painting directly on the canvas. He freely shifted styles, techniques, and colors to match the unique impressions of each pavilion. For Dr. Chen, the brush followed the mind, honoring the inner life of each painting, like a seed buried in the earth, growing naturally. At first, he felt uncertain and hesitant. But gradually, clarity emerged. He learned how to grasp the essence of what he saw and express it with confidence. Eventually, he felt liberated, painting with the openness and joy of a child. As Picasso once said, "I spent my entire life learning how to draw like a child." And as Picasso also advised, paint boldly, without hesitation, to preserve the freshness of the first impression. During the Expo, Chen gave more than 80 media interviews, including coverage by CCTV, and was honored as a star of the Expo. In October 2010, 1 month before the Expo closed, he was invited to present a solo exhibition inside the Expo Garden, at the entertainment hall of Zone D. There, before international media and a gathered crowd, Dr. Chen completed his 100th painting live on site. A singular artistic moment, and the first of its kind in the 159-year history of the World Expo. Napoléon Series. This work reimagines Da Vinci's The Last Supper, transforming its religious roots into a legacy of global civilization. By placing David's equestrian Napoleon on Gauguin's Tahitian beach, Dr. T.F. Chen captures the cross-temporal spirit of Neo-Iconography. Blending Gauguin's tropical setting with Cézanne's still life, this piece presents Napoleon in a surreal fusion of East and West. Dr. T.F. Chen treats Napoleon as a vital cultural icon, fostering trans-temporal dialogues by recomposing him alongside other artistic masterpieces. Art collector, Napoleon. Harmony in religion. Napoleon loves opera. Napoleon at circus. Napoleon under starry night. An eternal city of beauty and prosperity. Napoleon collecting post-impressionists. Welcoming Japanesery. Enjoy life at park. United for world peace and global wellness. Post-Picasso Series. While working on the Van Gogh Artists Club series, I selected 24 masters. Picasso and Matisse inspired me so deeply that I created 3 canvases for each, forming a trinity in one within the series through my post-Picasso and post-Matisse works. Picasso has influenced my neo-iconography since 1969, especially his blue period, figures from the Frugal Repast, acrobats, pierrots, and harlequins. In the post-Picasso series, I combine his figures and still lives with elements from Matisse, Cézanne, Modigliani, and Bonnard. Post-Matisse series. I have written many art reviews and publications, including on Picasso and Matisse, who founded Fauvism, freeing Western classical art and embracing Eastern lines and papercut aesthetics. In the post-Matisse series, some works depict Matisse and his wife traveling to London, Hunan, Tahiti, Taiwan, Tainan, Japan, and Beijing, symbolizing marital harmony and promoting world peace. Tourism promotes world peace. Healing through art. The power of positive energy. Celebrating the 400th anniversary of the founding of Tainan City, Taiwan. Tainan is also the birthplace of Dr. T.F. Chen. Through his neo-iconography style, transforms Tainan's historic buildings, streetscapes, and natural landscapes into symbolic images, reflecting the city's spirit and cultural heritage. The works include Chicken Tower, Confucius Temple, Anping Fort, Centennial Banyan of National Cheng Kung University, and Phoenix Tree. Through this series, Dr. Chen not only commemorates Tainan's 400-year history but also expresses respect for cultural memory, civic pride, and the continuity of history into the present. Formosa, the Beautiful Taiwan Series. In 1998, Dr. Chen and his wife Lucia were invited to participate in international conference of the State of World Forum in San Francisco. They are selected to join the Our Common Enterprise section to plan cultural programs of the whole in the future. Returning to Taiwan, Dr. Chen realized he had to plan for his homeland too and resulted in an exhibition tour of his Jade Mountain and Variations series with artworks from Humanity series as Sacred Jade Mountain, Love and Peace Tour. In 2009, Dr. Chen visited the Taipei Fine Arts Museum and was delighted by the vibrant, overflowing sea of flowers surrounding him. This was the International Flora Expo in Taipei, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Republic of China. Beyond the nearly 10 square kilometer flower displays around the museum, several countries participated with floral pavilions showcasing their unique horticultural styles, creating an extraordinary spectacle of competing beauty. Dr. Chen made time to visit various locations at different hours, observing, sketching, and photographing the changing landscapes as the flowers were rotated throughout the day. From this, he drew inspiration for the Taipei Flora Expo series. Most of these works were created by applying acrylic paint with his fingers in a pointillist technique on canvas, evoking the innocence, freedom, and spontaneity of his childhood artistic expression. The Taiwan Imagery Folk Painting series portrays Taiwanese cultural motifs such as water buffaloes, lion dances, Taiwanese opera, the spring and autumn pavilions, homesickness, Tainan, Lion's Head Mountain, and indigenous peoples. Rendered in a papercut-inspired silkscreen technique, each work was produced in an edition of 100. China Landscape Series. Temple of Heaven Series. As one of the creators of the world's 4 great ancient civilizations, China's civilizational gene can be summarized as the harmonious interplay of yin and yang, reflected in the changes of the I Ching, and the unity of heaven's way, earth's way, and human conduct, the way of the king, Wang Dao, spirit. This philosophy of form and color is embodied in the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvests at Beijing's Temple of Heaven, which became a cultural icon of Chinese heritage. Inspired by this, Dr. Chen created the Temple of Heaven series in 2006. Hainan Series. Dr. Chen was invited to Hainan Island to paint under the theme, International Masters Paint International Tourist Island, as Hainan had been designated for development as an international tourist destination. The goal was to showcase the island's scenic spots and historic sites through art. Dr. Chen completed 56 works in the Hainan International Tourist Island series, which were exhibited at the Hainan Museum in Haikou and published in a dedicated catalog. His China travel series includes subjects such as the Temple of Heaven, Shanghai, and the Silk Road, among others. Northern Shaanxi Series. Where the Yellow River turns east lies northern Shaanxi. Its strategic terrain made it a historic battleground, later renowned as a cultural and scenic region. In modern times, shaped by the legacy of the Red Spirit, it has become a global destination symbolizing history, peace, and shared prosperity. Western Landscape Series.
In today's era of advanced technology, media, and transportation, we have entered the age of tourism, and the world is increasingly forming a global village. As a result, we have become world citizens, members of an ever more interconnected world family. As we travel across the globe and enjoy its countless scenic spots and historic sites, we must also learn to protect and preserve them, ensuring that the treasures of the earth are passed on to future generations.
No matter the magnitude of global upheavals or personal hardships he has endured, Dr. T.F. Chen's brush has always remained a beacon of hope and celebration. Time does not pass through his work. It gathers there,